Hey USHL fans, Josh Starr here, and welcome to another edition of The U Show. On this week's episode, we'll chat with Sioux Falls General Manager Tony Gasparini, and we'll check in on his team's big series from last weekend against Sioux City. We'll also hit the Players of the Week and the top plays of the week in the USHL. We'll check back on a big win for Lincoln, and we'll look ahead with the standings and to a big event in Sioux Falls this coming weekend. We'll start the show right now with the USHL Players of the Week. The USHL Forward of the Week is Bruno Egent from the Lincoln Stars. In 3 games, he had 3 goals and 8 total points, including 2 3-point games against Dubuque on Saturday and Sioux City on Sunday. He scored twice in the win over the Musketeers on Sunday. All 3 of his games were multi-point outings, and in just 14 games for Lincoln this season, he has 8 goals and 21 points for the Stars. The Lincoln Stars are represented with the USHL Defenseman of the Week as well, with Tanner Henricks. In 3 games, he had 3 assists, including a 2-assist night on Friday in a win over Cedar Rapids. The Columbus Blue Jackets draft pick has 20 points on 17 assists and 3 goals over 39 games for the Stars. Jack Parsons of the Chicago Steel is the USHL Goaltender of the Week. Posting a 2-0 record, he made 68 saves on 71 shots, a .958 save percentage. 38 for 39 on Friday in Tri-City, 30 for 32 on Saturday in Tri-City, and Parsons with 7 wins on the season now and an .899 save percentage in total. Sioux Falls Stampede General Manager Tony Gasparini has put together one of the top contenders in the USHL this season, and his Stampede team is rolling through this campaign. Here's a conversation with the Sioux Falls GM.
A little bit about what your path was to becoming the GM of the Sioux Falls Stampede.
Well, it's quite an interesting path. This is actually my second time being the GM of the Sioux Falls Stampede, and when I finished playing college hockey, my first job in coaching was with the Sioux Falls, then expansion Sioux Falls Stampede. I was with them for almost 5 years, 2 as an assistant coach, 2 as a general manager and head coach. Went off to college hockey for a few years and spent 18 years with the Los Angeles Kings. And having established a relationship with the Stampede ownership group and the city of Sioux Falls, where 2 of my kids were born, it seemed like a natural fit to come back, and really excited about the path of the league at that point in time. So it was a great opportunity.
What's 18 years with the Kings, in what capacity?
I was one of their amateur scouts. So it started out somewhat in a smaller region, and in the last 10 years or so, it turned into a global region.
Oh wow!
So
looking all over the place.
Looking all over the place, lots of travel, a couple Stanley Cup rings, so it was an unbelievable ride. And
the USHL was familiar to you as well from probably a very young age, right?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, when you look at this league and the connection it's had to my family, not only I played in this league as a player, my father was the president and commissioner of this league, my son played in this league, my brother played in this league, so we've had a long path within this league, and we've seen its progression go from a Tier 2 league to a Tier 1 league to a league that now has gained the recognition of being one of the top development leagues in the world. So it's really exciting to see.
And we're in a unique spot right now, given that younger kids have more avenues and more pathways to choose from. So what's your pitch when you're recruiting a kid to come to Sioux Falls, both on behalf of the league and Sioux Falls?
Well, I mean, the success the league has had in terms of its development model and the success it's had developing players that have moved on not only into college hockey but been drafted in the NHL, but the most important thing have turned into NHL players. And I think it's paramount for the young players and the young parents that are coming into this, making this life decision, is choosing a path that is correct for them, choosing an organization that they feel comfortable with, that has a track record of development and surrounded by good people. As a general manager in charge of 25 young men and at a crucial stage in their life, I have firsthand experience being a father that there's going to be a lot of tough times, and there's going to be peaks and valleys, and development isn't linear. And they need to understand that when they come into our program and they come into this league, that they're going to be treated with honesty and respect, and their best interests are taken care of due to the fact that we made a commitment to develop them as hockey players and, more importantly, young men.
Yeah, you kind of touch on it. There is that twofold approach where you have the hockey side, but then you also have the human side. And I wonder, as a general manager, how you divide your time, how you balance your schedule when you're trying to put together the best team on the ice, but you're also making sure that the operations run smooth.
Very much so, and it's a 50%, it's 50-50. My job is to make sure that these young men are taken care of, that all of their needs in terms of what they need to have off the ice and importantly on the ice is taken care of. But we also want to make sure that at this point in time, this is the first time a lot of them are facing adversity in this game. This is a big jump from midget and high school hockey and even other junior leagues around the world coming into the United States Hockey League. There will be adversity, and having your son be surrounded by people and players and coaching staffs and myself that have firsthand experience doing that really helps the process.
You guys have a fun promotion coming up in February that you've been doing quite a bit. How cool is it to be part of the Wiener Dog race?
In all of hockey around the world, you may not see this type of an event. There are 12,000 plus fans in the stands. They have Wiener Dog races going on in heats. We changed the name of the team. We changed the jerseys. It is an event that has grown from, it's always started out as a big event, but now it has grown globally to the point in which we're sending jerseys all around the world from our Sioux Falls Wiener Dog races. So it's a one, you have to see it once live in order to experience it, but it is definitely an event. And there happens to be a hockey game going on at the same time.
And compounding on that too, I want to ask you about the unique circumstance your team has with Jim Olander being the president and also the broadcaster. That's something that I'm not familiar with anywhere else.
No, it's unique, and yeah, he is president of the business operations and wonderful guy, and he's an outstanding broadcaster. And one of the cool things is, and Jim and I work hand in hand within the organization, is that he's teaching me about the business side each and every day. I'm teaching about the hockey side each and every day. But he, having had the experience of watching every single game and having a history with the team and understanding them, he's got a unique perspective about where the team is, how we're doing, what we look like, and he fills my ear a few times a year.
Rounding it out.
Sorry.
You're good. As you look ahead the next, say, 3-5 years down the road, where do you see this league growing?
Well, without question, right now, there's a cross in the road right now. We can go right, we can go left. Looking at the momentum and how much success this league has had from a national standpoint, from a National Hockey League standpoint in the last 6 to 8 years, I really like the direction that we are being forced to move, because it's only going to strengthen our league from each organization from within. And as a league together, having that commitment, we're really excited about the possibilities that lie ahead.
Thanks to Tony Gasparini for taking the time on this week's U Show. And now we'll take a look back at a couple of big moments in the league from last weekend. The big matchup in the USHL last week was the Lincoln Stars visiting the Dubuque Fighting Saints on Saturday night. The Stars scored 3 goals in the first 5 minutes of the game to help build a lead, and eventually went on for a 6-1 win over the Eastern Conference leading Fighting Saints. Lincoln, after a win on Sunday in Sioux City, now has 9 straight victories, which ties them with Youngstown for the longest win streak in the USHL this season. A big Western Conference matchup last weekend as well, with Sioux City taking on Sioux Falls in a pair of games. It was the Musketeers winning on Friday in overtime, with Giacomo Martino scoring the game winner and Tate Pritchard with a 4-point night. On Saturday, though, the Stampede bounced back for a 5-2 win over the Musketeers. 5 different goal scorers for Sioux Falls in the game, with Ethan Wittenbach and Javon Moore each recording 3 points in the game. In the Eastern Conference, the Green Bay Gamblers and Muskegon Lumberjacks played a 3-game series in Green Bay. The Gamblers took the first one 5-3 on Friday night, with Zach Wooten scoring a hat-trick for the Gamblers. On Saturday, the Lumberjacks bounced back with a 2-1 win. David Deputy a goal and an assist. He has 20 points in 19 games for the Lumberjacks this season, as Muskegon held on to a 2-0 lead for almost the full last 40 minutes of that contest. Sunday, Green Bay bounced back, a 3-2 overtime win, and Will Zellers led the way, as he has much of this season for the Gamblers. 2 goals, including the overtime game winner, to have 29 goals and lead the USHL this season. Can't take a look back at the week that was without checking in on the top plays of the week. Here they are from last week's action in the USHL.
Clears it ahead. Hajibi coming in, slides it out front. They score!
Jack didn't see it. He was looking to both sides. Niedermeyer on the half wall, near side. The shot by Barron across ice. He scores! He sneaks it inside the post. Niedermeyer across the seam, the one-timer from Barron. His 16th of the year, and the Saints lead 1-0. 5:36 left in the first, and Michael Barron just finds a little bit of space.
Active staff of your Chicago Steel. There he is, Luke Cockler flying like the wind, passing to himself to the net, scores! Cockler, a sensational highlight reel goal. Passing to himself off the near boards, dangling to the net.
Keevan with it, fires a shot. Score! Yeah, baby, yeah, baby, yeah! As Ben Keevan puts a pass push on. Darian Anderson to Harrington on the right circle. The shot in front, saved by Bierman. Rebound. He stuffed across the goal line and saved it with his paddle. He kept it out somehow. The Saints with a great save by Bierman, and they clear the puck down the ice. 3:15 left in the third. 6-1.
Right down into the corner for Brink once again. Brink feeds it towards the middle. Lee backhanded shot, scored. Riker Lee's second of the night. Comes a minute 20 into the second period. Beats the Omaha netminder short side.
Who, once again in his first career shutout last night, now it's that speedy Olenkamp in, and he scores.
Hawks 2-on-1 coming back the other way. Shot just went wide, right out front shot save. Boy, a couple of good opportunities there for the Blackhawks, and the Buccaneers are lucky to only be down by 4 as they come in their wide open net there, just missed it. But Weilet came up with a big save at the end.
Peterson backhands it forward. Zellers on a break for the win. In overtime, Will Zellers!
Those are the top plays from last week in the USHL. Now a look at the standings with a new team at the top in the Anderson Cup race. The Lincoln Stars lead the Western Conference and the Anderson Cup race with 57 points so far this season, while the Dubuque Fighting Saints lead the Eastern Conference with 55 points. Muskegon and Sioux Falls each just behind, 53 points for both of those squads. Sioux Falls this Saturday night hosting their annual Wiener Dog races, the 18th annual event for the Stampede at their home arena, the Denny Sanford Premier Center in Sioux Falls. There will be heats, a championship race, and all you can think with the fun, including the Wiener Dogs in that matchup in Sioux Falls on Saturday night. And then the post-game jersey auction for the Stampede will benefit the Dakota Dachshund Rescue. That's all for this week's episode of The U Show. As always, it was another exciting week of USHL action. My name is Josh Starr. Thanks so much for watching. We'll have another edition of the show next week.